On the resolution, the chair recognizes Senator Ward.
Thank you, Mr. President. Senate Resolution 348 directs the Legislative Budget and Finance Committee to complete a performance audit of the state's methadone treatment and transportation program. The results of the resolution will give us some different limits. The audit will tell taxpayers the annual cost to the Commonwealth for the treatments and the length of each treatment for these individuals, specifically to determine if there is a treatment plan for each individual recovery rather than just maintenance. It will also give us an accurate annual current cost of the medical assistance transportation program and the savings to the government that would result if individuals would be required to receive treatment at the facility closest to their residence. Presently, they can choose to go wherever they would like for treatment. It will also compare the administration of our program to other states' best practices. A recent news investigation by KDKA uncovered one methadone program client in Westmoreland County who bypassed the local clinic for one miles and miles away. The cost to taxpayers is $300,000 for transportation for one client over 6 years. This is not an isolated incident in just one county. This audit will provide the facts we need to make the most fiscally accountable, common sense decisions. Thank you very much, and I ask for your support.
The chair thanks the gentlelady from Westmoreland County. On the resolution, Senator Kitchen.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, I've worked for years with programs of this type. I even remember when some of these programs came into existence. And I can remember even a time when I did a study on methadone. And I can understand if any elected official suspect abuse in a program, it would be the right thing to do to look and see how it can be corrected. But it's how we're looking at it, or will look at it, that I have a problem with. 150 days is not enough time to do a study of this type. We're looking at not only the methadone treatment programs, but also the medical assistance transportation programs. Mr. President, it can't just be fiscal, because cuts are already being made to certain programs, and especially to recovery programs. So those cuts are already being made. I think it's only fair to people who rely on those programs for recovery and for transportation that a complete study is done to see where the changes would be most beneficial, and a complete study should take at least 1 year. That is what I would recommend. I respect anyone that would try to correct the program and make it better, but Mr. President, we should at least look at this program 1 year. Thank you very much.
The chair thanks the gentlelady from Philadelphia. On the resolution, the chair recognizes Senator Vance.
Thank you, Mr. President. I certainly understand the lady's concerns. However, before we brought the resolution up in committee, we checked with the Legislative Budget and Finance Committee. Did they have the time? Was this adequate time? In addition, they said they were able to switch people on their staff to put more people on if that became necessary. And they were very comfortable that they could do this in the required time. Thank you.
The chair thanks the gentlelady. On the resolution, Senator Washington.
Mr. President, I rise to support my colleague, State Senator Shirley Kitchen, and of course, my colleague on the committee knows how I feel. I certainly don't believe that 150 days is enough time to do what we have to do. We know that our state is in fiscal crisis, and there is a need for a study, and we're not saying that there is not a need. All we're saying is that 150 days is not enough time. So I ask for a negative vote.
The chair thanks the gentlelady from Philadelphia. On the resolution, the chair recognizes Senator Ward.
Again, we did check with the Legislative Finance Bureau, and they did say that was plenty of time. Originally, the resolution was for 90 days. They asked for more time, and I believe that we should move forward. We don't need to hold off. We don't need to take longer to fix this problem. We have a glaring problem when it comes to transportation, and it needs to be addressed, and I think we need to start now, especially in the fiscal fiscal problem that we find our state in. Thank you.
The chair thanks the gentlelady. On the resolution, the chair recognizes Senator Farnese.
Thank you, Mr. President. I again will rise and echo the comments of my colleagues. I'm going to be supporting Senator Kitchen and asking for a no vote on this. And I understand the comments of my colleague across the aisle, and I think she makes a very good point. We certainly need to look at issues right now. We certainly need to begin to make cuts wherever we can. But, Mr. President, we cannot forget what we're here to do. We're here to make sure that we help people. We cannot take things away from them that are going to hurt them. They're going to make their lives worse. And if it's the difference between 150 days and 365 days, I would feel much better erring on the side of giving a little bit more time, because at the end of the day, the decisions that we make here are tantamount out there to the people that we represent. So I thank my colleague across the aisle. I certainly respect her, but I will be urging a no vote. Thank you, Mr. President.
The chair thanks the gentleman from Philadelphia. On the resolution, the chair recognizes Senator Washington.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, I want my colleague just to understand that there are counties that are different than yours, and the impact of a 150-day study is the impact on that for the counties that we represent. And we're not doing a stalling tactic. We just want it done properly. That's all.
On the resolution, without objection, the chair recognizes Senator Ward.
Oh, I appreciate that very much to my colleague across the aisle, but the money that we're spending, it does make a difference, 150 days or a year. We have a crisis. We need to take care of this. This is something that we can take care of and maybe help us in next year's budget if there's obvious waste, as there is in the transportation program. And this is a statewide problem. It's not just in my county or just in Allegheny or Philadelphia. This is a statewide problem that we need to address. And I thank you very much, and I again ask for your support, and I'm ready.
On the resolution, the chair recognizes Senator Kitchen.
Mr. President, I have said earlier that I agree a study is in order, but I'm objecting to 150 days when this resolution will make changes that will be in this program for years to come. And I would like to further state that we incarcerated people that should today now be in treatment because we didn't take the time to find out what the real problem was. We are paying at a corrections budget line that it shouldn't be. If we had taken the time to see who we incarcerated and looking at these issues and not rushing into it, we are dealing with human beings. 150 days is not enough time to look into a problem like this. Thank you, Mr. President.
The chair thanks